So if the deciding factor or the tiebreaker between females, especially when you first see them, is the look, why would you then go out of your way to not go out of your way to separate yourself from the pack? When it's told to you that this is the marker that men use, if your decision is, hey, I don't care that he picks me over anyone else, I don't care that I'm older, and or I don't care that I have a more desirable look to him or less desirable, doesn't matter. That's fine. No one's telling you that you have to be competitive in the dating market. But if you wish to get a partner or a man who's up there in your eyes, he's going to be up there in most of those females' eyes. It's just like sports or anything else. And I use this analogy because it tends to make sense to me, and I refresh this thought to myself often. Michael Jordan will be Michael Jordan at the end of it. At the end of a career, he will separate himself as being Michael Jordan. You may have a better quarter, you may play a better game, and in some cases you may have a competitive season like Michael Jordan. But for a duration of an entire career, there are not enough lucky days, there are not circumstances that land in anyone else's favor that make him stand out over Michael Jordan. At first glance, someone else could look better for a second. But over the long haul, the man will be the man. He will stick out. Same with you, same with me. You will not always have shining moments. You will have dips in productivity. You will have dips in fortune. You will have times that you have to address certain issues and step back for a second. But over the long haul, there's no reasoning that you can use to supplant the results that you get. You are not looking to have any reason or excuse why you have not established yourself as being it. You won't need it. Because if you are who you are and you are it, it will show. But the problem is, way too many people, as a whole, male, female, and you got to do that because females like to deflect. What about? Number one, it doesn't matter what about, because it's about you. If you are not strong enough to tackle your issues on your own without deflecting, without, what's the other word? It's not coming to me right now. Without being able to take accountability, without your denial, if you cannot tackle an issue without bringing those into play, you're doomed. Because if someone walking a path to greatness knows he needs to correct something about himself or herself, it will do them no good to say, well, he doesn't have it either. What about him? You don't see him? See, the great thing about the me, I thing that people do, females do it all the time. When they first meet somebody, I think we should, well, but eventually, if it has not shown itself early, it will be, I don't know, but I think, and we, and my kid, your kid. Me, I. The great thing about that, when praise is coming, me, I. You'll never stop. You'll rarely ever hear someone stop and say, no, but what about them? Praise. Oh, you're this, you're that. What about them? You don't do that. It's me. You shower yourself. Me, I. But when accountability gets passed around, what about them? What about, because you say, so you must be strong enough to hear information. You must first be strong enough to accept what you know is true to the game criticism, accurate criticism, before you can do anything with it. You're not even strong enough to hear the message in a lot of cases. Several people come to mind that I gave them an answer, a diagnosis within 20 seconds. And we spent the rest of our conversations with them deflecting the one piece of information I gave them early, and them trying to test and disprove the one piece of information, the one piece of game I gave them early. If you were able to accept that the first time, then we could have spent all the rest of that time doing something constructive. As I say, you know you're pretty much doing bad if I'm repeating what I told you already. Because everything I tell you twice is taking the place of something new I could be teaching you for the first time. Think about that. You made your way to the game. You came to receive an answer. You got action at the game right now. And you are going to burn your opportunity. You are going to burn your questions you can ask. You are going to burn the time. We are here at the same time to pout, whine, prattle, deflect. No pen, no pad. You are not ready to receive. You're not supposed to be here, and this is not my conversation. I only do one thing. That's the magical thing. There's no confusion that's there. I do one thing. I verbalize as much. So you must first be strong enough to receive a message before you can internalize a message. And that only begins the process of being. It was a process I had. It was steps to reversing poor habit and creating a new solid habit and sustaining it. Now I forget the way I worded it, but that's the point of it. Oh, self-awareness, self-control, and self-discipline. Self-awareness means to recognize what needs to be fixed. Self-control is to slow down and eventually stop the poor habits that you have that are holding you back. And self-discipline is after you've corrected the course to maintain and sustain what you do until it becomes the new habit of yours. Self-awareness, self-control, self-discipline. Come on.